Well, hello, Live Without Limits community. Alejandro Tornato here, coming directly from Beaufort, Georgia. And I just wanted to drop in because I want to share with you a few announcements so you are ready and it doesn't take you by surprise. But before I get into those announcements, I just wanted to really connect with you and ask you, how are you doing? How I hope that these challenging times that we are currently living, with schools closed and the majority of businesses closing and gymnasiums are closing. So and social distancing is the new the new concept that we have been living and for many days now, and we have a few more days to go. We don't know what the future holds. I said it many times already that I don't know when this crisis, when this difficulty is going to end. I don't have that answer for you. I don't think that you don't have that answer either. But there is one thing that I know positively for sure, and is that this situation will end. It will end. So we have to keep being patient. We have to keep riding this wave, and soon it will end and things will get back to normal. Now, the question is, what normal are we going to be confronted with when all of this is behind us? I think that we are going to live in a new normal in certain areas, but I don't know. I mean, time will dictate. Time will let us know how we are going to be living life after COVID-19. Pre 9/11, and I was having a conversation today with a dear friend, and we were talking about, and I mentioned to her that how things change after 9/11. I mean, it's really amazing. I remember before 9/11, I mean, you could just go anywhere, whether it be a sporting event, whether it be a concert, whether it be going to an airport, and if you were accompanying someone who was flying, I mean, you could actually go and say bye to them directly at the gate. I mean, no checking, no security, nothing. And then how everything changed completely after 9/11. And so I'm sure that things are going to change after COVID-19. In which way, I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see, and we'll have to make the most of the situation. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with all of you This is going to be, every time that I connect with you, I wanted to do a little bit of teaching. I guess is in my DNA, as a certified speaker, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team. There's one thing that unite us all as team members, and is what we call the JMT DNA, the John Maxwell team DNA. And that DNA is the desire, is the passion, is the burning desire to share content. To help other people, to add value. I don't know, whether you were or whether you are a John Maxwell team member or not. For the past 3 days, John Maxwell has been doing Facebook Lives and teaching on the topic of leadership through crisis. Leadership through crisis. Absolutely masterful content. And yesterday and today was the second part of turning a crisis into an advantage. Not to take advantage of people through a crisis, but how to shift your paradigm to say, okay, well, we are. There's no doubt about it. You cannot deny it. I cannot deny it, that we're living through a challenge. This is a difficult time. This is a challenging time. We are confronted with a crisis. Then how? There's two options that we can take. Either we can say, "Oh, poor me. There's a crisis. There's nothing that I can do." Of course, it's beyond our control. But there are things that we can do to improve ourselves, to keep growing, to keep thinking creatively, to keep thinking outside the box, to not letting this crisis keep us in that bubble of the comfort zone, but to really get out of that and start helping yourself to get better, and consequently then position yourself during this time that we have plenty of time at home to work and to do things that under other circumstances we wouldn't be able to do, or we perhaps didn't have enough time to do it. Well, right now is the proper time to catch up, to do things, to position ourselves in a better situation, so when all of this is behind us, then we can keep moving forward, and we can keep influencing people's lives and making a difference in the world. This is not a time, as John would say, this is not a time to slow down, but this is a time to keep vigilant and to keep active, thinking of ways that we can make the most of the situation, of the time that we have, and to really keep growing, developing ourselves, and getting better. By the way, I am having a great cup of tea. This is not coffee, this is tea. I had my coffee this morning, and so let me just take a sip of this tea. Excellent, great. And so there's something that I wanted to share with all of you, and is this: challenging times are not designed to crush us, but they are designed to uplift us and to give us the energy to rise even higher. Challenging times are not designed to crush us, but to uplift us and to give us the energy to rise even higher. And I encourage you to think along this, that this is not a time to feel defeated. You see, the president said that we are at war. I mean, we are not at war with another nation or nations, but we are at war. We are at war with an invisible enemy. And this is not the time to be or to feel defeated. We are not to be crushed, even though sometimes it feels that when you are under a very challenging and difficult situation, a very harsh crisis, it feels that that burden, it's like, I mean, like a heavy mountain is on top of our heads, and it just about to crush us to the ground. But that is not the primary design of crisis. You see, when we think from a positive perspective and from a hopeful perspective, then we know that no matter how dark that tunnel is, that pathway is, and we don't see because everything is dark and we don't see even where we're going. But if you keep a positive mental attitude, if you keep a situation, a perspective of being hopeful and having faith that this is going to end, then we are going to get to the other side of this crisis now so much better prepared. So remember, challenging times are not designed to crush us, but they are designed to uplift us and to give us the energy to rise even higher. And you see, John Maxwell in one of the sessions says that in the course of life, there's going to be ups and downs. In the course of your life, you're going to experience ups and downs. In the course of my life, I'm going to experience ups and downs. Everybody does. It is inevitable. Now, most people, however, in the world, they would prefer that they would have many more ups than downs. Or perhaps forget about the downs. We don't want any downs. We just want all ups. But life has a balance. I mean, if there are going to be ups, then there's going to be downs. I mean, if you're going on a trek, as you're going to climb to the peaks, then you're going to find that you're going to go down into the valleys. Okay, life is not all peaks and you just fly from peak to peak. That's not life. That's what perhaps some people would like it to be, but that's not a realistic view of life. Life is, yes, you climb to a peak, and then you just go down into the valley. But once you are down into the valley, you know that there's going to be another peak to climb. You know, we have been, as spiritual beings, we have been created with an inner desire for survival. We have. We have been created and designed to survive. And so I know that we're going through this crisis right now, but we are going to find the way, or multiple ways, that we are going to overcome this crisis. And everything is going to end. And life will continue. And so we'll just have to be patient, stay the course, and eventually we are going to meet on the other side. So I want to give you a call of action, and it's as follows. I just want to encourage you to not let external circumstances, however challenging they may be. Right now is this COVID-19. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the next crisis, perhaps crisis in your life, or global crisis is going to be. So don't let external circumstances, however challenging they may be, to stop you from living and enjoying life to the fullest of your potential. You see, it is difficult sometimes to think that in the midst of all this, that you may say, how could you possibly say, look at what we're going through. How could you say, just keep living and enjoying life to the fullest of our potential? Yes, I said it. Because if you're not of that mindset, then you have to look at the way that you're thinking and the way that your beliefs are, and then perhaps you have to tweak them. You have to make some modifications to your own thinking and to your beliefs. Because you can definitely, and I can tell you, you can definitely live life and enjoy life and see life as something of beauty, of something of great, immeasurable worth, even going through situations like the ones that we are going right now. And so I'm going to tell you that you have greatness within you, and never forget that. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope that I wanted to drop in. I wanted to inspire you and infuse in you a little dose of motivation. You see, Zig Ziglar used to say that as we need a shower every day, we also, motivation is something that we need every day. And I wanted to help you get a little bit motivated during these hard times. And also, I said that I wanted to share some announcements with all of you. And here are the announcements. Well, you know, I mean, if you've been following Makisher, my colleague, for this page, Live Without Limits, you know that every Thursday, every week on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, then we come and we do a Facebook Live. We've been doing a series, a mini-series on the book The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And this Thursday, today is Tuesday, not tomorrow, on Thursday, we are going to be doing our last installment of the book. So we're going to be teaching and covering the fourth agreement, and that is always do your best. Always do your best. We already covered the first three. The first one, to be impeccable with your word. If you didn't listen to that, get the replay and listen to that. Then the second agreement, don't take anything personally. Another good one. Last week we did the third. Do not make assumptions. Do not make assumptions. And that was a great one. And this Thursday we will do the fourth and the final agreement. Always do your best. So this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And Makisher and myself, we were brainstorming the other day, and we were thinking about it. Now we of course that we are keeping social distancing, so we are brainstorming on the phone or even virtually through the power of technology. And so and we said, how about if we begin to really connect with our tribe, with our community of Live Without Limits, on top of doing that teaching on Thursday, but to really let our tribe to get to know us, and just to spend a few minutes, perhaps, just sharing stories or sharing things that happen to us, or just letting our tribe know a little bit about us, our background, and the things that happen to us, or maybe ideas that we want to share with you. It's going to be a little bit more of an impromptu, extemporaneous kind of a dialogue and connection. Not so much from a teaching standpoint, but just to get to know one another better. And so what we are doing is we are going, in addition to the Thursday teaching, then we are going to do a Facebook Live on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then on Sundays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that means that starting this Sunday, we are going to start those kinds of personal connection times. I mean, we don't have a title for it. Perhaps, I mean, we are going to look for one and see, I mean, if we can come up, I mean, with a creative title. But it doesn't matter about titles. I mean, what it matters is the desire that we have, I mean, to get to know you better, to connect with you better, to be vulnerable, to be open, to be transparent, and to have more of a dialogue. And we want your feedback. I mean, we want your comments. So please, whether we do the Facebook Live on Thursdays or Sundays or Mondays, please just comment below. Leave us comments. Tell us what do you like about what we are doing? Perhaps what you don't like about what we can do better. How can we improve even more? How can we more impactful? How can we be more influential? I said it many times. I consider myself an agent of change in the lives of people. I want to help people to go through a transformation in their lives. I mean, to live life to their fullest. Because most people don't. And so I want to be that agent of change in your life, and to speak into your life things of value. As a certified speaker, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, I am a person of value who wants to add value to other people, because I value you as a human being, and I know that you have great potential and greatness within you, and I want to help you show up in the world, I mean, exhibiting that greatness and that potential. So that's what I wanted to share with you. It's always great to connect, and if you want to reach out to me, please do so. There is my website, alejandrojtornato.com. And oh, by the way, I almost forgot that as a John Maxwell team member, just within the past few days, together with a team of other speakers, I think that it was like close to 30 speakers, and this is a project that was spearheaded by a dear friend of mine, someone whom I did a Facebook Live, Sean Douglas. He was in my segment, Conversations with Influencers, and that was a part of my other Facebook page, Transformational Mentoring with Alejandro Tornato. And so Sean viewed this situation, especially, I mean, he has a heart for youth, for the youth of this country, and knowing that schools were going to be closed, and now they're closed, and I don't know, perhaps, I mean, I heard a few comments that they're going to remain closed for the remainder of this year. Then he thought of doing a project, I mean, putting together a website with close to 30 speakers, and each speaker was going to give a teaching for between 15 and 20 minutes maximum on a particular topic of relevance. I mean, personal growth, leadership, mindset, health, all kinds of different topics. And so we did that, and he compiled all those recordings, all those teachings, and he created a resource that is absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. And it's what I'm going to do is I put the link on my other page. I'm going to put the link on this page on Live Without Limits, and what I would like you, and it is Rise Above Youth Summit. Rise Above Youth Summit. And I will put the link, and what I will ask you is that you just go click on the link, register for it. It's absolutely free. I mean, it's free, don't worry. Click on the link and you'll get access to the I don't know if there are like 25 or perhaps 30 teachings in there. So just click on the image and that'll take you to the video, to the recording, and you can listen to all of them. And even more important, I mean, use that resource for yourself, but then share it with as many people as you possibly can. Perhaps parents that have kids that are either in middle school or in high school, and then share that resource with them. We want to reach as many kids as we possibly can. We want to reach as many parents as we possibly can, and we want to reach as many educators because we know that as the schools are closed, that is not an excuse not to keep growing and not to keep learning. And I tell you, I personally, I listened and I watched a few of those teachings, and they're absolutely amazing. They are wonderful. And Sean did a great job into compiling everything together and putting everything together. It's masterful. It's a great resource, and I encourage you to go and click on the link. But you have to wait until I put the link in the page. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And before I leave you, I always remind you to live every moment, be resilient, and also be kind, be passionate, be well.